Well, welcome back everyone after that very interesting intro sequence there. This is Fast Attack, which is a submarine simulator from 1996, I believe, developed or released by Sierra. And it's one of those games that it doesn't really have too much hand-holding, or as far as visual, looking from outside of the ship, or looking at real-time data on the map and so forth. No, this is one of those games that you are definitely just stuck into the con tower and just relying on the instruments that the submarine has. So it's a very interesting one. And recently I just got back into the submarine games, and this was on my bucket list to just start it basically and just kind of have a little playthrough. So it's one of those games that has a good variety of different theaters, such as let's take a look. Gulf, the Persian Gulf, Sea of Japan, Adriatic Sea, Mediterranean Sea, and GIUK, which is Greenland, Iceland, United Kingdom. So as you can see, there is a quite good variety, and I believe these are at least 10 missions for each of them, if not more. You can also start a courier. You can start a courier with the mission. I believe starting with the Persian Gulf. Yes, the Persian Gulf. So we're not going to do that. What we're going to do, I'm just going to keep it on standard, just for the sake of simplicity. I'm going to turn off the opening movie. We don't need that anymore, or the ending credits. We don't need that. I'm going to leave the animations on, so when the crew start loading the Mark 48 or a harpoon, cool pictures, I'm going to leave that on. Is it on? Oh no, it's just going through some pictures. Interesting. No, I don't want to exit game. How do I go back? Okay, just previous. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just gonna start some training mission. Just a very basic, just to get the feel for it again. It's been a couple of years or more that when I started playing this, so I just need to relearn everything pretty much. Okay, so the following mission will guide you through this series of naval exercises designed to acquaint with you with the capabilities of your new command. Points to remember are: plan your approach, watch your speed, maneuver your ship often to refine your solution, don't overestimate the range, and attack before the target zigs. Let the smart weapon do its job. Hasty attack can waste a weapon or reveal your position. Time and stealth are on your side. Use them. So this training mission is pretty simple. It is just kind of basically introducing to the various basic control mechanisms, such as the sonar, firing Mark 48 or harpoon, and so forth. So training mission, this is a basic doctrine trainer. In this mission, locate and sink a merchant ship. Things to learn from this mission: verify your primary objective at the radio screen, load weapons appropriate for targets as early as possible, use passive sonar to assign targets to a tracker, use the periscope to identify the target and estimate the range, use the fire control screen to get a fire control solution, and follow the tutorial number 1 in the manual to get started. I do have the PDF manual, so I did not actually read it through, just because this is a very simple mission. So let's jump right in. Alright.
Sonar. New sonar contact. Bearing 000. Designate Sierra 1.
So as you can see, there's immediately a sonar contact. So let's just take a look in here at the 000 bearing, as you can see. So let's assign the tracker to it and let's start classifying it.
Classification started on Sierra 1.
It's a pretty simplified sonar station, as you can see here. There's some high frequency, medium, and low frequency in here, with the some of the references that I believe the crew started already. I'm going to deploy the TB16.
Towed array.
It's a towed array. So the range is 5,600 yards, and target is moving at around 6 knots.
Sonar. Sierra 1 is classified. Merchant.
Okay, so they classified it as a merchant. Let's go back in here.
Sonar. TB16.
Oh, it's
towed array.
Okay, so we can definitely just see by going to the classification here to what that target is basically. So they classified this as the merchant ship, so this is our target basically. let's go back here.
Con, sonar, TB-16, towed array is deployed.
So we have a much louder sonar detection there.
Helm aye.
So this is the helm. Very, again, simplistic and basic controls in here. Let's go over to the periscope. Back to the con tower and just kind of raise the periscope in here and just kind of see if we can see the target. Oh, I think there was something there. Did I skim it through? So where's the bearing? Here it is. Alright, let's magnify it a little bit. There it is. Let's mark it. Move it back. Okay, now they're actively tracking. You can obviously, do some time scale with the Shift T up and just pressing the T without the shift, going back down to the normal. We can speed it up to 5 time compression. So
Torpedo room con.
let's go ahead and assign some torpedoes here. So as you can see, we have a UGM-84, which is basically harpoon, so 6 of those, and Mark 48, which are the torpedoes. I'm going to load tube 4 with the Mark 48. I'm going to assign the tracker
Mark 48, tube 4, torpedo room I.
to M1. Here's one of those cutscenes. Nice. So I'm going to assign a tracker to Master 1 here. In a second, once it's loaded. And we can go ahead and start our solution basically here to plot the
Torpedo room con, torpedo room I.
start plotting that.
Con, fire control I.
So the torpedo in here. I usually use harpoons, but I'm going to use a torpedo for this this target. So as you can see, the target is right here. Let's take a look at our heading.
Helm aye.
Alright, let's see. The course actual 195. Okay, so let's to the
Con torpedo room.
torpedo room.
Mark 48, loaded.
Okay,
tube
it's
4,
loaded to
tube
48.
secure.
Let's just go
Torpedo
ahead and
room
assign
con,
it
torpedo
to
master.
Master 1.
Assigned.
I'm going to turn our boat to that direction. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go roughly bearing 13.
013.
013.
Helm aye.
Our depth is 50 feet, which is fine. It's, I believe, torpedo. I believe a periscope depth, and speed is 4 knots, which is perfectly fine. So once we turn nicely to 013,
Torpedo room con,
let's go
torpedo room
back
I.
to our solution in here. So as you can see, it's around 6,000 yards away, 6 knots. So I will not use the harpoon for this. I'm just going to use a Mark 48 torpedo. Let's adjust our solution here. So the range, the course, and the speed are the 3 main ones. If you use the right click of the mouse, you can definitely get a bigger adjustments in here. If just the left click, you can definitely just use the smaller adjustments in here. So I'm just gonna enter that solution here. Let's adjust it a little bit better. There we go. The range is fine.
No new traffic.
No new traffic. So the torpedo. Alright, so we are roughly about 2,000 yards away, so I'm just going to go ahead and
Torpedo room con, torpedo room I.
make things ready. So first you have to get
Warm up, tube 4.
warm up the
torpedo room
tube, then flood the tube, open the door, and then arm it and then fire it. So it's try to be as realistic as possible, although there's still some simplified things such as the you know,
Con torpedo room.
sonar.
Tube 4 ready.
All right, tube 4 is ready.
Torpedo room con.
I'm gonna flood the
Torpedo room
tube.
I. Flood tube 4. Torpedo room I.
Now let's go back here
Fire
to the
control
solutions, to the
con
torpedo.
room. Tube 4 flooded.
All right, so just gonna go
Torpedo
back
room
here,
con.
open
Outer
the door,
open.
arm
Tube
it.
4 armed.
Let's make sure that we are assigned to the master 1,
Fire control con. Fire control I.
tracker 1. Okay, so everything looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and
Torpedo room con.
fire the
room I.
torpedo. So these are, here's a cutscene. Nice cutscene. So
Sonar. Mark 48. Bearing 018. Designate Sierra 2.
okay, so it's assigned to Sierra 2. If we go back here to the as you can see, it's probably gonna activate. So you can have the wire actually controlled here.
Fire control. Weapon enabled.
Weapon
Port
enabled.
side. Weapon
So
acquired.
it did detect the ship. So let's go ahead and look at the periscope and just kind of see how the explosion might happen. It's kind of sensitive. It's very sensitive. I'm not sure why. Okay, there's the ship. Alright, so the torpedo now is heading towards our ship there. And now we're actively tracking it. Let's take a look at
Fire
the...
control con. Fire
All right.
control I.
Let's go back here. See if there will be a explosion. If there's a positive hit or just acquire the target, it will cut back to the a scene. Where the cutscene where they will show you the there it is.
Fire control con. Fire control I.
Okay, so we can now adjust the course of the wire, I believe. Okay, so it was way too close to the target here. Okay, so here we go, the cutscene. Let's see if we get a... There it is. And the merchant is
Con,
going down.
Sonar. Explosion on the bearing of Master 1. Con. Sonar. Lost contact on Mark 48. Sierra 2. Last bearing.
You can see
0,
this
2, 2. Contact faded.
sonar station. Just going down. Let's take a look at through the periscope. It's not even there anymore. Oh, there it is. Let's take a closer look. There it is. There it goes. Just goes down under. Perfect. So yeah, that was
Sonar con.
Sonar I.
that was just basically a Mark
Con,
48 torpedo.
Sonar. Contact breaking up. Master 1 out of ATF.
And there's a
Traffic 1.
confirmation.
Radio con. Advised headquarters. Primary objective met. Target destroyed. Returning to base. Radio I.
Perfect. So that was a primary objective. Sometimes there are secondary objectives. So if we go
Radio
here
con.
to the radio station, I apologize for that noisy typewriter type of noise, but Primary objective is basically destroy the merchant. Avoid detection, secondary objective now. So there was no secondary objectives basically. So what we're gonna do,
Deploy the floating wire antenna. Radio
gonna
eye.
deploy some flying antenna, see if there's any new orders coming in or not.
Sonar con.
Sonar
Nothing
eye.
on the sonar.
Bye.
And as you can see, we have one less Mark 48 torpedo
Fire
in
control
there.
con.
Fire
Nothing
control
on fire
eye.
control.
Nav center.
Con radio.
And
floating wire antenna is deployed.
and this
In
is
sync on the broadcast.
that nav that it's not real time. It's the last known position of these.
No new traffic.
No new traffic. Last known position of the contacts and the ship's positions and so forth.
Plot con.
This is a target motion analysis of the TMI, which I am really just still lacking some knowledge of. So I will probably need to revisit this, and maybe some of these training missions will teach you how to plot it properly.
Sonar con.
Here's some sonar, additional stations in here, the bridge, periscope. Let's lower it. Confirm. The identification screen, and obviously the mission status in here. Let's take a look at the mission log. Let's just return a battle here. Let's see in here.
1-3.
Any next message? No. Nothing in here. So
Retrieve the
just
floating
retrieve
wire
the antenna.
Radio eye.
Sonar con.
And
Alright.
I believe we can end this mission just because there was no secondary objective, no primary objective. Primary objective was completed. So end current mission. Display the current mission, and you and crew will be subject to evaluation. Are you sure? Yes. All right, we return to the port. Really nice cinematic there. All right, so primary goals, 100 score there. The hawser was, which was a merchant ship, was destroyed. No secondary goals. Oxygen completed, and mission completed successfully. Let's see if there's anything else. You should review the mission log. Sure, let's review the mission logs in here. So it's a really detailed mission log. It's very rare for the games from that time of era, like the mid 90s, to have this details. So as you can see, everything is pretty much logged and captured. When we fired a torpedo, when was the torpedo acquiring the Master 1, hitting the hawser, the merchant ship, and so forth. So and the training mission number 2 will be this one. This is a basic doctrine training mission. Locate the sink a merchant ship as your primary objective. The ship is the being escorted by a surface ship. Locate and sink this ship as a secondary objective. Things to learn from this mission. Obtain a primary objective. Alright, I will not do this mission right now. We're gonna go definitely revisit that next time, but yeah, thank you for tuning in, and hopefully you guys tune in for the second episode as well, where we'll go through the second training mission, which will be, as you can see, primary and secondary objectives. So thank you so much for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.